The Diamond League final in Zurich is coming, and considering it's the last major meet before the World Championships, that makes it a big deal, aside from the fact that it's technically a championship. And of course, I could tell you about some of the matchups, because trust me, I was waiting for the start list to be released, because we really don't know who's going to run in the Diamond League final until it actually happens. Because many athletes pull out because the World Championships is their focus. But some of the top athletes are still coming, and you deserve to know who those people are and why it actually matters. But I ain't even going to play with you. I'm going to put most of my attention on one race in particular, and that race is the men's 200 meter dash, because Noah Lyles and Letsile Tebogo are going to show up to the starting line. But before I get there, allow me to just, give you a quick note on the other races that you might actually care about, specifically when we're talking about the short sprints. The women's 100 is going to give us Julian Alfred versus Tia Clayton. The reason why that race actually matters is because both of them are showing up with two different agendas. Julian Alfred is more or less trying to repeat her dominance. She has shown the entire world that she's, for the most part, unbeatable. But that's unless Melissa Jefferson Wooden is on the starting line. And because she's not going to be in this race, Julian Alfred is basically running a time trial, where she really doesn't just have to win. As far as I can tell, she kind of has to win big, and match the 10-7s and 10-6s that we've seen from Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Like, if she's really going to come into that race with full confidence that she can win the final, I mean, that's likely what you'd want to see, because that's what we know your competition is giving us. But Tia Clayton is running for a wild card in the 100 meter dash. But because of injury, didn't get a chance to, fully qualify for the Jamaican national team, but this would get her in. But beating Julian Alfred to get that spot, that is asking a whole lot. And in the women's 200, it's going to be a battle, specifically a Navia battle, because she's taken care of business on the Diamond League throughout this season in that event. And she's already going to the Worlds in the 200. But a whole bunch of other fast American women who are not on that team are also going to be competing. Brittany Brown is the defending Diamond League champion, so there's no reason to believe, with the form she's in right now, that she can't win this one. But hey, it is what it is. And in the men's 100, we are also going to get Trayvon Bromell and Christian Coleman, both of which barely missed out on making Team USA individually in the 100. But they're going to face off here. And when they do, Akeem Blake of Jamaica, who is the defending Diamond League champion, will also be in the race. Not to mention, Akani Simbini of South Africa will be there. I mean, I could tell you about a whole bunch of other names, but at the end of the day, that race is a toss-up, because we don't really know exactly, how everybody's going to run. But if you're Christian Coleman and Trayvon Bromell, this final is more or less the biggest 100 that you have on the calendar, because the world isn't going to be there. So I am expecting the winner to be one of them, regardless of what the clock has to say about it. And now, to the men's 200. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Noah Lyles and Letsile is always box office. We got it in the Olympic final last year, and well, you know what happened. And Noah tells us that he wasn't at full strength, and I believe him, because when he came back this year for his first 200 meter race of the 2025 season, for that matter, it was the first time we saw him in a 100 or a 200 all outdoors. He shows up in Monaco on the Diamond League and competes against Letsile right after he comes off of winning the Prefontaine Classic in a world leading time. And he beats him. And he also beats some of the other guys who are in this final. Because Noah Lyles has it like that. He is the world leader now himself in the 200, and he proved that at the USA's, beating Kenny Bednarik. And both of those men are his primary competition when we get over to the Worlds. At this present moment, this race is, it's a warm-up, it's a precursor. We expect them both to be in the World Championship final without challenge. The real question is just what happens when that final race goes off. And because you're looking at the Olympic gold medalist and the former world champion from 2023, facing off, the real question is, this grudge match, which is what I'm going to call it, is who is really the best? You can place your bets however you feel, and you can choose whatever side you want to stand on. But at this present moment, when you tell me that Noah Lyles has already taken out Letsile and Kenny B, both of which while he was rusty, I know who I'm voting on to win this race. Like, it's not really that much of a debate to me. I mean, hey, things can happen. I mean, and if the race goes the other way, trust me, I'll talk about it and we will have, the deepest conversation that we possibly can. But for now, it's a foregone conclusion that Noah Lyles is going to win in my mind. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. The real question is, regardless of who wins, what does this race mean? And because this is not the World Championships, it's just not, it doesn't mean all that much. There's two ways to look at it when athletes face off repeatedly throughout the season. One is that when you lose, especially if you're talented enough to win, I think you kind of have an edge because now you have just a little bit more incentive to come back in the next race and take it seriously. But that's on one end. If you move over to the other side of the equation, the challenge becomes that when you race somebody multiple times and you win, you can also beat down their psyche. It depends on how that person responds. Noah Lyles has beaten a lot of athletes on the circuit. Alex Ogando is going to be in the Diamond League final. He's going to be running the 200, and you could say that he has a chance to win it, but you'd just be saying it because you feel like it. Alex Ogando has raced Noah Lyles. Last time I checked, it was 9 times, and he's never won a race. Not even once at 200 meters. So the idea that he's going to do it now in the Diamond League final, I ain't buying it. He's a world championship finalist. He's an Olympic finalist. He has always been there in that event for the last few years. But when I say been there, I mean been there in the final. Been there competing, but not been there ahead of Noah Lyles. Even when Noah Lyles wasn't in top form, he wasn't ahead of him. That is the gap in talent. Letsile is really the only man across 200 meters who, this side of 2021, has proven that he can beat Noah Lyles. Because he didn't just run fast. He ran fast enough where if Noah doesn't give everything that he actually has, he's not going to win. When you can go 19-4 and do it in a final, like that's what it takes. Because Letsile and Noah have gone back and forth for a while, but Noah normally comes out on the other side of it. The Olympic final was arguably the biggest moment, not even arguably, definitively the biggest moment when they faced off and Noah didn't get it done. Once again, there are reasons why that may have been the case, but those reasons don't matter. Because the races are the races before a reason. Once you step to the line, your reputation is on the line as well. Win, lose, or draw. And in that case, he lost. So now that we have this Diamond League final, which is, the biggest race that, to me, they're going to give us in the sprint. Because we could talk about other events like the women's 400 or the men's 400. I mean, we could. But again, when you don't have all the heavy hitters showing up, like, for example, like the 400 hurdles, Carson Warholm is basically running by himself. Because if Rye Benjamin's not coming and Alison Dos Santos isn't coming, do you really think that Carson Warholm about to lose a 400 hurdle race? Because I don't. This is what we're dealing with. This face-off is what people want to see. It's two of the biggest titans that we actually have in the sprinting world colliding. And on the pro circuit, we really don't know when we're going to get to see the fastest athletes actually go out there and compete. But the Diamond League final is giving it to us in the 200. The only problem is they don't hand out gold medals for the Diamond League final. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything, because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true, that fast is a lifestyle. Get your fast is a lifestyle track and field gear at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.